Everyone's life is important.
Hi viewers, welcome to Bud English Academy. Today I'm gonna take you to one of the batches of Bud English Academy, which is Eclectics. So come with me. Hi everybody! Hi. How are you all doing? Good. Alright, so guys, today we are gonna have a debate session with you all. I hope you are ready.
Yes.
Alright, so in this debate session, these three members who are the great speakers from the batch Eclectics are going to fight against everybody right there. So guys, today's debate topic is going to be about conscription. Conscription here means by mandatory army services. So the statement stands here is mandatory army services should be allowed. So are you with the motion or against the motion, guys?
We are with the motion.
Alright, so they are going to speak with the motion and you are going to speak against the motion. That's absolutely great, guys. So let's do it.
Conscription. What is the meaning of this word? We personally believe that conscription means a mandatory military service. It means that person lives in a particular country. That person has to give service in military. Our team believe that when such kind of terms come in society, it means that you have to do such kind of work which is going to against of your will. So we think that in India there should be no military service, mandatory military service. Okay, so let me take you to some past. Let me tell you some history about it. That how conscription came into reality and how it actually became a rival for few people or someone who can initiate to make a country better. So conscription is already formed and defined by Shivali that it is a mandatory military services. It started when French Revolution took place because French people were losing army and they need common citizens, they need normies to be in the army and to serve French because the revolution was getting out of hand. Just in the same scenario, gradually it already flourished in the European states. And when European states, because Europe is one of the most flourished, cherished, plus most richest continent, I would say. So the influence of Europe was all over the world, and that's how conscription came into effect. What our team believes that why it is mandatory, because we believe conscription has to be there and should be served by every normie in every country. Why? Because it is socially good, it is economically good, plus physically good.
What I believe, it's a good idea that mandatory military service, but it's not possible, to be honest. Why so? Because there are different types of people in the world. Not everybody's body can handle that pressure, that training. It's so harsh. So what I believe, it shouldn't be mandatory because it will take your will. It will violate your will. And our constitution says that, you have your own free will. You can do whatever you want. So I don't think so this should be there in India.
When it comes to discipline and these things, then conscription it's really important. We know that what is conscription. Conscription means the military service. It does not tell us about the discipline, and it also makes us more powerful in terms of our knowing and these things. So conscription is something which is really important.
You were talking about the European states. Here I would like to start from the India only. In India, conscription came during the First World War, when the Allies power, America, Britain, France and Russia were losing. So they did such kind of thing with the Indian soldiers or Indian common people. They were doing against of their will. They started recruitment them in the army so they can win the war. I would say that at that time in India, the Indian economy was dependent on the farming. Most of the people were depending on the farming. Here I would say one thing, you were saying that just because of the conscription we become economically strong. So here I would say that you are completely wrong. How? When most of the people are in army, they are serving in army, then who will do the other economic activity? And it's happened in India just because of the First World War, when most of the people were in the war. We faced food shortage in India, and just because of that First World War, India was facing India. Okay, I really appreciate your wrong knowledge, but it is totally false stated that conscription ever came in India. India was never a country that supported conscription. During the Axis power or during the World War One, we were shortage of army, we were shortage of soldiers, but they were all cleared. Because I didn't mention that. Let me complete. Let me clear the information that. I didn't mention that. Shivali, listen. You are wrong. No. You talk about famine. I think you misunderstood my point. That's why I'm here. No, wait for a while. I think you misunderstood the point. That's why I'm here to clear my point. I did not mention that conscription came in India. I just mentioned. What should I mean that you are weak at English, that you can't frame sentences properly? What you said, you talked about that India had conscription. India went through conscription. I said that army officers. I said
it's not the topic. The topic
exactly. Let me clear the point that you falsely stated that we had falsely stated. I think you misunderstood. That's why I'm saying that. Clear my point. Let me clear my point first. I mentioned this thing. This came in India during the First World War. I mentioned this thing. This is the reality. On that time, so many farmers who were doing farming, they were sent in the army. I mentioned this thing. I didn't mention this thing. Conscription came in India, and just because of this, famine came in India. Okay, and this is the reality. Where there is a difference between mandatory services and serving yourself in military properly, and there is a difference between sending your children or sending any farmer to any military services. What conscription means that it is mandatory to send a certain age group to military to serve the military, so that we can enlarge our military services and we can keep shortage of compulsory economic wastage on military only, because we've been wasting so much in defense, but because of conscription, because of mandatory armed services, we can have and we can save that urge to flourish more in the country, in the world actually. We got your point. We got your point, but here I'm saying that what is the result of conscription in India? I'm not saying that it was compulsory in India and it is compulsory in India right now. I'm just saying the consequences of conscription in any country. So I gave the example of India only. Even in that time, whatever you mentioned that in French Revolution, even on that time, conscription was not compulsory in even the French state. It was just they were sending common people to army only.
It was not compulsory at that time. Conscription was not compulsory at that time. But if we look at today's scenario, it is compulsory, because first of all, I am agree with Kanishka, because first of all, it helps us to any kind of crisis on our country. Second, apart from it helps, it makes the people united, because when people will learn how to serve for their country, how to deal with any kind of problem in such a dangerous situation, then they will become united. Apart from it, they will learn how to do stress management. They will learn teamwork. Even they will become more responsible towards their country, towards their nation. And moreover, they will have good fitness towards their body. And even I think it is the duty of every citizen to serve for their country.
As you said, Shivani, that there was a shortage of food. It's completely wrong, I say, because it, as Kanishka mentioned, it's about the age group that they will go to the military service. It's not like that all the people are going to military service at a time. They are going according to their age and for some time only, not for their whole life. They are serving for the military. It's not like that. As you can see, the circumstance in Europe and Ukraine, it's so much important now for having the conscription now. So I think you are totally wrong in this place.
First of all, we are talking about not giving military services. Okay, if it comes to give military services, we are already reserved with many soldiers. We are talking about the training process. Okay, and if we talk about the training process, then you are saying that we should all have knowledge, that we should have like knowledge of teamwork and all this thing. So what I believe, like we should have knowledge of in doctor sector too, in MBBS, like we should know how to treat a person, how to manage a person if he got shorted by someone, then
we are talking about conscription right
yeah,
now.
we are talking
about doctor and and these all things.
Yeah, this is also important. Saving someone's life is important.
So don't.
As you are saying about the giving the education of a doctor to a person, the military also gave the education of saving a person's life, as they are also playing a part at the time of flood, as well as they are rescuing people. These training are also given to them. And in
I've never seen a military neurosurgeon, sorry.
somewhere
Okay, let me tell you, there are only two things that gonna actually boom the economy, boom the country's reputation in the world. That is military, most important, and then technology. And conscription is one of the bestest way that we can help boom that sector. That's why our team believes that conscription has to be mandatory.
Okay, as you are talking about the discipline and your physical fitness, if I will say that having knowledge about all these things like engineering, doctor, and all those things also help you to increase your concentration, your dedication towards these sectors. It also increases your discipline. At the same time, it can help you in different things as well. Furthermore, if I add, then if a person has to be mandatory to go in the sector of army or the service for the nation, like the army, navy, or air force. In that case, the person should be of the age of around 20-21. That's the thing that is present there. The person has to be age of 20-21. And at that time, that is the most important time in a person's life where he can study and enhance his skills. He can go for different things and he can achieve something in their life. That's the point of life where you can get the most education in the least time, right? But if you will make it mandatory for the person to go in army at that time, it will crush his dreams. It will simply crush his dreams. He won't be able to succeed in life as much as he can in a different factor, like without the army. Okay, the time where there will be education, that will be gone. And if I add more, then as you had said about the French Revolution, at that time conscription came. Well, it was a point of emergency where the people had to go for the army, or should I say had to go for war, because it was about the nation. At that point, it was emergency. That was not a normal condition which is right now. That was a time of peace. If you go towards the peace, at that time, if you go for conscription, it will be just a waste. Okay, we have one of the biggest armies in the world. We have one of the best technologies in the world. And if we will add more people in the army at this time, it will be a waste. More like they will be going towards the ministers, serving ministers, protecting them and all that. This is a fact. If there will be more people in the army, they will go for the protection towards ministers, not serving the nation.
We respect your point, but there are so many countries in the world, and there are so many rival countries also. You can take example of so many countries like America, China, and so many other countries. So we are just saying that this conscription is really important if we face any problem like Ukraine and Russia, that countries. If we have ever faced any problem like this, then it's really important.
First of all, America and China, they don't have conscription. I would say that Israel has conscription.
I'm saying the other rival countries.
All the small countries have conscription, not the big
large
countries.
countries.
Yeah.
I would like
And
to correct you there. Russia have the mandatory military purpose there, as they are giving 12 months of in the army and 23 months of service in the navy. So you can't say that the big power of the world are not having this kind
First of all,
of
talk logically, we are living in India, okay? If you talk
Let's
as he was
what was the topic?
Conscription,
Topic
yes.
was not India. Topic was conscription. So
In
my
the
topic is
Conscription
should be
in
in
India.
India or not.
That's the topic.
Yes.
First of all, I want to clear that if you are talking about education, it is for only for 3 years. After 3 years, anyone can continue his or her education.
Didi, what's the
And apart
age?
from this,
What's the age limit?
Apart from that, if we talk about economic, there is no salary paid during conscription. So it will even help government for the economic purpose also. It will help in our economy also.
First of all, Didi, we don't have shortage of money. As you can see, we had constructed 2 times bridge, which took around 1600 crores. And if we talk about more about the things that at which age limit we had to give conscription, at the age of 20 to 23. Okay, 3 years of your life going away. If the person is from NEET
No,
aspirant,
it is not
NEET
age.
aspirant, JEE aspirant, SSC aspirant, then he have only about like 8 years or to 10 years left because the age limit is 32. So talk logically.
But if you're
Here
talking
I
about
would-
if you're
here-
talking about the age limit 20 to 23, so I would mention one thing, as he mentioned and your teammate mentioned that one thing, that it is the time where you actually enhance yourself and learn so many things, not just out of your academic. So here I would say, before that, can't he do that all stuff like mandatory military? It is all for you, not just team building and all. Our team mandate. It will actually remove the discrimination too, because each and every member of that country who is actually who is actually the member of the country will be serving towards the country, and I guess it will actually remove the discrimination among.
And somewhere I would also like to correct you. If the government is making it mandatory for a person to go to the military, they will also increase the age limit of a person to do JEE and other exams. And one more thing, as your member was talking about the willpower, I would like to say that you can find a more stronger willpower than a military person in a common person nowadays. And the third point here is about the education again. You said that like the people from 21 to 23, there is no age limit in the education. You can learn in any age, and even I have found around so many people. There was a man.
There is an age limit of giving exam 33.
Use your common sense here. Even the government, if government is making it mandatory for a person to go in the military, they will also increase the age.
You know Indian government, yeah.
Okay,
The government is applying this program in India, right? If government is applying it, so they will change the age criteria for the exam as well.
Like they have
They
changed
will
the
take
quota
advice
system.
from them now. They will take advice. Okay, okay, very poor joke. Our team wanna conclude somewhere. What our team believes that conscription has to be mandatory, and what a perfect conscription and perfect armed services looks like, where there is no wastage over salaries, there is no wastage over training people. There's a certain age to train normies, to train citizens, because the maximum year is only 3 years to train people in conscription armed services. Then it comes to economical boost up. How you guys mentioned about that. If people gonna go train themselves in armed services, how they gonna help boost their economy? I guess there every age sector like take place in the world. We have adults, we have old people, we have young people, we have youth. So there is a different criteria of age. So this is how our conscription and perfect conscription armed services places here.
Okay. For the conclusion, our team believes that the conspiration or mandatory army service should not be there, because at the end of the day, there will be an age limit which will be for the youths only. The old people cannot go there and just go for the conscription. That's the thing. And at the end, they can misuse their training. They can misuse whatever the technology or whatever techniques they have been taught. They can even just go in the stress and depression due to the loss of their career at that time, which is a very common point in the soldiers in many different countries, like even the Israel. Okay, so at the end, it will be a disaster for us. It will not help us. It will only be a disaster, and it will only destroy our economy, our people, our career, and ourselves too from the inside. The discipline cannot be taught only by conscription. Thank you.
That's amazing. Let's have a huge round of applause for everybody present right there. The students who participated in this debate. That was so vigorous debate, guys, I must say. I listened to all your words, all your statements, and every point of view of yours. And that was so robust. I really appreciate you for that. But it was very difficult to come to a conclusion, as both the sides were very much stick to their points. So now let's keep it to our viewers. Guys, it's your turn now to comment in the comment box. What's your view? Should it be allowed in our country or not? So that's all for the day. Now we'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.
Bye.